Hello everyone, welcome to Track Astro Science, and today I'm back again with yet another new video. And in this video I will discuss regarding the horoscope of the month of May for the various ascendants depending upon the planetary transits. And as we can see that in this month the sign of Taurus is going to be much more strong, specifically with the presence of Rahu, Venus, Mercury. And on 14th of May the planet Sun is going to enter the sign of Taurus. So whichever house in your horoscope the sign of Taurus is situated, that particular house, the significance of that particular house is going to be very much prominent and strong in this particular month, being the house of stability, being the house of speech, wealth, family values, and all the things which you possess and value. Okay. And also, since Taurus is the original second house of the Kalapurush Kundali, it also deals with all the immediate receivings which you get from your family. So this particular thing is going to be much more stable. This particular thing is going to be much more prominent and important in this particular month of May for all the natives, for all the people out there. And I will also say you that this is the sign of earthy and fixed temperament. So you will try to create stability in regarding the significance of the house, in whichever house Taurus is going to be situated in your horoscope. Mars will continue to be in the sign of Gemini. Jupiter will be in the sign of Aquarius, and Capricorn will be ruled over and will be placed by the planet Saturn. Although another thing is that on 23rd of May Saturn is going to get retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. So this is also going to make this month much more eventful. So without wasting a single moment, come let us see that what this planetary transit is going to bring upon in your life for the various ascendant. Come let us see. For the Aries ascendant people, the Lagna Lord Mars will be transiting the third house of Gemini. This is the house of efforts, courage, valor. So obviously this Mars will make you much brave and help you undertake any challenges or any efforts in your daily life. And this will also bring some competitive spirit in you towards your siblings, friends, and neighbor. There is a considerable chance of conflict with the people with whom you meet daily in your daily life. So you have to be careful regarding that. But overall, I will say that this transit is making you much more energetic. You know that where and how to spend your energy in a much better way. So this transit, in specifically in the month of May, when Mars is transiting the sign of Gemini with an aspect of Jupiter, is really making you much more creative, because third house also says about your creative talents and hobbies. During this time, you can also undertake some writings, or suppose if you are dealt with journalism or communication or mass communication, then this is also a very good time when you will put all your energy towards those field. Now you see, Mars is also the energy and Jupiter is wisdom. So now energy is controlled by the wisdom. So this is a very good time when you will put all your efforts in a very controlled manner, but also with full efforts and energy. For the Aries people, as I can see that the second house becoming very strong, because Rahu is already present over here from the last year. Right from the beginning of this month, Mercury has entered the sign of Taurus, and on 4th of May, Venus has also entered the sign of Taurus. Now, Mercury, the significator of speech, wealth, finance, is entering the house of speech, house of wealth, house of family. So, this is going to be a very good time when there will be considerable gains, increase of wealth, and there is a chance that you may think of investing your wealth and money in a proper way. The position of Rahu over here can also make you think that you can also be very witty, very manipulative in your speech, and at the same time, there will be some unusualness in investing the money. So, be very careful regarding how you invest your money or how you spend your money, and what are the sources of gains of your wealth. That you have to be very careful regarding that. The second lord Venus is entering has already entered the sign of Taurus on 4th of May. Now you see, when the second lord coming into the second house, this is strengthening the wealth. This is strengthening the family values, and whatever objects or items you have which you value in your real life, or what you possess at your home or in your family. So this is strengthening those things. Now, Venus being the significator of luxury and comforts, this is also making sure that you are going to get all sorts of luxuries and comforts from your family. Now, Venus also being the seventh lord is also signifying that your relationship will be influencing your family values and the morals. But the presence of Rahu over here can also denote that you may have relationship with someone of with other culture, or since it is also the sign of the Taurus, that's the second house, there is a chance that you can meet people of other culture, or you may have interest in other languages or other people or something like that. So there is a chance regarding that. But overall, I will say that since second house also deals with food habits, your clothing habits, or all the immediate things which you get from your family, and Venus being the significator of comfort and luxury, so there is a chance that there can be some spending in order to fulfill your desires, your comforts and luxuries. And at the same time, there will be some possibility that you may spend a very good time with family. What we say that good life, good food, good time. So this is overall a very luxurious period for all of you, for Aries people. Sun will be continuing to stay in the first house of your natal chart, and which is giving you the extra confidence, good, strong morals, and making you ambitious in all the work and undertakings in your life. But on 14th, Sun will enter the sign of transit where Venus, Mercury, Rahu is already present. Now, Sun coming into the second house can actually boost your morals, but at the same time, presence of Rahu over there can make you egoistic regarding your morals and values. Now, Venus is present over there, so there can be some ego fights in your relationship, because Venus is also with your seventh lord, the house lord of your marriage. So be careful regarding your marriage and relationship affairs, specifically when Sun enters the second house. Now, since Sun is your fifth lord coming into the second house is also a very strong Dhan Yoga. This is also improving your wealth, and presence of Mercury over there and Sun along with Sun. This is going to be a very good time. Specifically, when you talk about the creation of wealth, then I will say that Venus is also your second lord, fifth lord sitting in the second house. It is making a brilliant combination for incoming wealth. So there can be some investments, planned investments. There can be some certain chance that you can get the money from stock markets or share markets, and you are thinking to invest that money at particular thing at particular way. Okay, so this is a very good time over, I will say, specifically when we talk about the materialistic and wealth aspect of life. Another thing which I will say that at present Jupiter has already entered the sign of Aquarius, which is the 11th house for the Aries ascendant, and Jupiter is making sure that you are having gains from multiple sources. This is not only giving you the chance to get the wealth, and at the same time, due to a strong second house of Taurus, Jupiter is giving you the gains and also making sure that your second house is allowing you to invest or save that wealth, save that money. Okay, so this is a very unique month where you are going to have lots of things happening, gains and investments and savings all at the same time, and also some spending regarding your luxuries and comfort. So everything is going on at the same time. So it is a good time for the materialistic aspect of life. Jupiter will aspect your third house and your seventh house. Thus, it will give you creativity, enough wisdom to follow your hobbies and efforts, and give you the necessary courage to follow the particular challenges of your life to meet it up. Okay, and at the same time, it will bless your seventh house, the house of marriage, and there is a combined aspect of Jupiter and Saturn, which is also trying to mitigate the necessary problems of your married life or relationship. So, if you are having any problems in your married life, so that will be taken care of by Jupiter and Saturn. Now, Saturn will be transiting your 10th house. It is sitting at present in this 10th house of Capricorn, giving you a very tough hard work and struggle at your career and profession, because it will really make you do the hard work. See, basically, when you are getting the wealth, so you have to be very sure that yes, you do the hard work, because when you do the hard work in a proper way, in a planned, disciplined, and committed way, That's the time when Jupiter and Venus, specifically Jupiter sitting in the 11th house and Venus and Mercury sitting in the second house, giving you the gains and investment and savings. So don't worry about the hard work and the just be very patient and very calm, committed. Your endurance, your perseverance will be paid off in a proper manner. That will be taken care of by Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, and obviously when Sun enters the sign of Taurus in the second house. So overall, I will say that this month is going to be very good one for the Aries ascendant people. For the Taurus people, the Lagna Lord Venus has already entered the Lagna, that is the house of Taurus, on 4th of May, and this Venus is bringing a lot of elegance in your life, making you much more artistic. It is improving your health and personality, and at the same time, it is also helping you build up good morals. Okay, because it is the first Lord, it is the Lagna Lord, and the necessary confidence. Your interest towards art, creativity, fine arts will also increase during this particular month, specifically with the presence of Mercury in the sign of Taurus along with Venus. This is definitely taking you towards the interest towards the fine arts and creativity. And Mercury in the sign of Taurus in the first house is not only in the friendly house but also it is getting the directional strength. So whenever Mercury gets the directional strength, it is making you much more logical, much more analytical. Your intelligence to learn something, your intelligence to understand and justify something with your analytical power will increase during this particular month, specifically when it is sitting with the Lagna Lord. And Mercury is also your fifth Lord and second Lord. So this is also making a very strong dhan yoga. This is also a chance that you may have much more good outlook towards to gain something, to invest your wealth in a proper way. But I will say you that at the same time, the presence of Rahu in the sign of Taurus in first house cannot be ignored. Because whenever Rahu is sitting along with Mercury in the first house, this can also signify that the person will be much more shifty. That means that suddenly you may think something, again after some time your thinking pattern can change. You may suddenly think something else. So this very quick shift in the thinking pattern and use of intelligence can also make you a bit nervous at some time. So be careful regarding that, and also be careful regarding your speech, how you speak, how you deal with people. Means your personality can be a bit sometimes be very unpredictable at times. Okay, so be careful regarding that. But at the same time, I will say you that presence of exalted Rahu in the sign of Taurus in first house can also signify that you will conquer all the challenges, all the difficulties of your life. And at the same time, this Rahu can also signify that your personality will become very dominant during particularly when first Lord Venus is sitting over here, and this is going to be a very powerful time for all the Taurus people. And this power will increase specifically after 14th of May when Sun will enter the sign of Taurus in the first house. At present, Sun is sitting exalted in the 12th house, which is good for the spiritual life and spiritual practices. Specifically, Sun is giving the enlightenment to go through the go and undertake the spiritual walks of your life. But Taurus being a very materialistic sign, so when Sun will enter the sign of Taurus, this will definitely boost your ego, boost your confidence, because you see four planets, Sun, Mercury, Venus, Rahu, all sitting in the sign of Taurus in your first house. This is definitely going to give a very strong personality, very strong outlook towards the life, because when people will talk with you, people will definitely understand that I am dealing with someone who is having so much strong personality. Because you see, we normally don't see these combinations suddenly, because suddenly one particular sign is getting very strong and that is becoming your first house. Now, Mars is continuing to stay in your second house of Gemini. Now, you see, whenever Mars is transiting the second house, there is a chance that there can be some unnecessary spendings. Your speech can be rude at times, so you have to be very careful regarding that. This will also create some problems in the longevity of relationships. Specifically, it is looking into the eighth house, it is looking into the house of joint assets, so there can be conflicts regarding that. So you have to be very careful regarding how you deal with your family members, with your spouse and in-laws. Okay, you have to be very careful regarding that. Although there is an aspect of Jupiter on the Mars, but still I will say you that be careful regarding that. Jupiter is your 8th lord and 11th lord. So 8th lord coming into the 10th house is normally not considered very good. But since Jupiter is a slow moving planet, so slowly and gradually it will bring some stability at your work, career and profession. So there is a chance that you may get some new offers, you may get some possibility that you may change your job or change your career. Okay, but at the same time, since 11th lord coming into the 10th house, this is a very good combination, because now gains will come with whatever work you do. That means if you stick to your work, if you stick to your patterns, if you stick to your efforts, then definitely gains is going to come. Saturn is your ninth lord and will be staying in your ninth house of Capricorn. This also signify a very good fortune, very good chance of prosperity, wealth, very good outlook towards dharma, religion, and spiritual life. You are. It is also making you very committed and disciplined towards your father and guru, because see, Saturn is a very slow-moving planet, and Saturn also deals with discipline and commitment. So wherever it sits, it makes you committed towards the those significance of that house of your life. So now it may happen that even if you take the long travels, that long travels will, the ultimate goal of those travels will be undertaking the spiritual knowledge, religious discourses. Like suppose you may visit any temple or any religious place or meet the people of religious outlooks. Okay, so there is a very good chance for that. But at the same time, I will also say Saturn is your 10th lord. Now when the 10th lord comes to the ninth house, this also signify that you will be doing smart work more than the hard work. So, and at the same time, this is also a very good Raj Yoga, that is the Lord of Karma is coming to the house of Bhagya. Means now the Bhagya will also help your work, will help your profession, career, or whatever work you do, because now it also signify that whatever teachings of your father and guru is there, that will also help you towards in your working arena and your outlook towards your career, job and profession. So overall I will say that this particular month is going to be very strong one, specifically for the Taurus ascendant people. For the Gemini ascendant people, Mercury, the Lagna Lord, will be transiting the 12th house in Taurus. Now, a planet of analytical and logical intelligence transiting the 12th house is specifically not considered good when we are talking about Mercury. Because 12th house is the house where we surrender, where we don't have control over anything. And it is the house of spirituality and mysticism, where analytics and logics does not work. So Mercury transiting the 12th house for the Gemini ascendant people can be looked forward that you have to be very careful regarding how you speak, what you speak, how you express yourself, how you connect with other people. Your thinking patterns may be clouded, specifically when Rahu is sitting in the 12th house along with Mercury. Because specifically in the 12th house, Mercury gets a lot of problem while expressing itself. Okay, and when Rahu is sitting over there, your thinking pattern and your ability to express may get clouded. So be careful regarding that. Your health problems can be seen, because as Lagna Lord going into the 12th house is not considered very good. So take care of your health. Be careful regarding what you speak and how you express and connect with other people. At the same time, I will say you that Mercury is also your fourth lord. Now, fourth lord going into the 12th house is normally not considered very good. Okay, because in that case, the happiness index may suffer. Now, depending upon the Desh Kal Patra, this Mercury can also give you foreign travels. Again, make sure that you apply the rule of Desh Kal Patra. Okay. Now, looking into the transit of Venus, which is the 12th lord for this ascendant, I will say you that Venus coming into the house of 12th house, that is in the sign of Taurus, is normally considered very good, because normally when we talk about Venus in 12th house is very good, and especially when it is in its own sign, then normally it does very good. It gives very good result, because it will not only give you comforts, pleasures, it is also a very good combination that it can give you wealth. Okay, foreign travels can be seen on the chart, and I will say you that presence of Rahu here can give eccentric mind. And what the thing happens, that Venus being the significator of relationship, love, romance, okay, ability to form a relationship, and Rahu being a planet of unusualness. Okay, Rahu is the energy which brings out away from the society. Okay, so it may happen that you may meet people of foreign culture, you may bind some relationship, or you may have some kind of attachment with some people with foreign cultures. You may have a very good interest to know regarding the foreign culture, specifically when Mercury is setting over there. So this is a possibility when it can happen like that. At present, Sun is sitting in your 11th house getting exalted. So this is a very good chance and very good combination. Specifically looking into the fact, the Sun will also create royalty, wealth, good name and fame, specifically recognition from the authority or the government, high position at job, okay, career and profession, because 11th house is second from the 10th house. So this is what is happening, specifically when Sun is transiting your 11th house. But on 14th of May, Sun will enter your 12th house. Okay, now see, Sun specifically when it goes into the 12th house, it actually brings a very spiritual bent of mind. It can actually take you towards spiritual progress. But I will also say you at the same time that since Rahu is sitting over there, so your spiritual progress may get a bit hampered. That also I will say you that you have to be very careful regarding that. You don't get away from your path. You have to follow your path in a proper way, and that is the reason how you achieve your goal. So Rahu is that illusion, Rahu is that elusive power which can actually elude the energy of Sun. So be careful regarding that. And at the same time I will say you, since it is the 12th house, so relationship with father may get a bit ups and down. Okay, so be careful regarding that also, that how you relate and behave with your parents, specifically with your father and guru. Okay, so be careful regarding that. At present I will say you that Jupiter will be transiting your ninth house, which is good for your luck, fortune, and prosperity. It is also good for your father, good for your teachings of father and guru, because now you will try to grasp the wisdom of your father and guru. That is a very good time. And this Jupiter will also aspect your lagna, and in your lagna at present, Mars is transiting, which is giving you the necessary courage, bravery, a very strong personality to undertake any initiative in your life, to face the challenges. But at the same time, I will say you that Mars transiting your Lagna can also make you a bit more dominant, because now what happens? You may get into conflict with any people who come in front of you or come in contact with you. So be very careful regarding how you behave with other people, how you meet and channelize your energy while you talk and while you be in contact with other people. Okay, because this Mars will aspect the fourth house, seventh house, and eighth house. So this can also create some problems in your family happiness, specifically in the marital issues and relationship and marriage. So be careful regarding that. Although the significator of dharma, that is Jupiter, is aspecting this Mars. So this Mars is also getting the wisdom of Jupiter. But at the same time I will say you so that be careful regarding how you interact with people, because now what happens, that this Jupiter will make sure that you don't do anything wrong, but this Mars will also make sure that you fight for the right thing. So when you fight for the right thing, so sometimes what happens, that these fights can also lead to some conflicts. So be careful, try to avoid the conflicts. Okay, try to be a bit more calm and patience while you deal with the people. I know this Mars is much more energetic, but yes, you can do it because of the aspect of Jupiter. Saturn will continue to stay in the sign of Capricorn in your 8th house, and this can also signify that you will dive deep into the research, occult, mysticism, spirituality. This is the time when you may get committed and have a disciplined meditation sessions. You can undertake sadhana. Okay, but the third aspect of Saturn will fall into the 10th house, so this may create some ups and downs in your career, so be careful regarding that also. Okay, so but overall I will say you that this transit will be there is something which can create some problems in your life, but again there will be some positives which also bring some light in your path of your life in the month of May. For the Cancer ascendant people, Sun is transiting over your 10th house and it is getting exalted over there. That means it is giving you proper name, fame, reputation at your career or professional place. It is making you authoritative and very disciplined and giving you a clear focus towards your work at your career, whatever career you are having. Okay, it is making sure that you are going to have good name from your good reputation from your higher authorities. Recognition from the government can also be seen through this particular transit. Okay, so I will say you that this transit of Sun over your 10th house is a very good one, and very soon this Sun will be entering the sign of Taurus, your 11th house, where already Mercury, Venus and Rahu is already posited. Okay, on 14th of May, Sun will be entering the sign of Taurus. Now, when we talk about the 11th house for the Cancer ascendant people, I will say you that this 11th house is going to be much more predominant and activated during this particular month, because now uh, Mercury is transiting over this particular house, 11th house, the sign of Taurus. I will say you that Mercury has got the significance of multiple things, be it journalism, be it oratorship, be it consulting, teaching, poetry, mass media, journalism, mass communication, many things. So at a present day, when you are at the age of social media and everything, Mercury has got significant importance. Okay, so that Mercury is transiting over your 11th house. So I will say you that you can have, if you are related to these all fields, then you are definitely going to get multiple gains through the transit of Mercury over your 11th house. Although it is your 12th lord, but definitely I will say you that Mercury transiting over the 11th house is a very brilliant transit. Now, looking into the fact of 11th house, the 11th lord Venus is also transiting through the 11th house in the sign of Taurus. This is not only making sure that you are going to have lots of wealth and incoming of gains, but also it is making sure that along with Mercury, it is indicating that if you are related to arts, creativity, drama, mass media, film or anything, any place or anything where attention is required, where you are getting the attention, so you can have lots of gains through those things. Okay, through those discipline. And Venus is also your fourth lord, so fourth lord is sitting and transiting in the 11th house. Then that can signify that you can have, suddenly you can feel that I can buy a new vehicle, or I can have a new luxurious or comfortable convenient thing for my home. I can beautify my home. I can have this thing which can make my life much more comfortable at my home. So these things can suddenly come to your life, and you can suddenly have those things at your life at your convenience, because Venus will definitely going to give you these things specifically through this transit. And sitting along with Mercury, this is going to be a very beautiful transit for the Cancer ascendant people. And when Rahu is sitting here exalted, see, Rahu has got lots of qualities, and one of the qualities that Rahu is brilliant in networking. Okay, Rahu can use its manipulative power to do the networking among the various people. You can meet various people, you can have lots of friendships, and that network circle can actually help you have lots of gains, incoming of wealth in your life, particularly in this particular this month. Okay, this month of May. And when Sun will enter the sign of Taurus, your 11th house, Sun will make sure that you are going to get the necessary recognition, awards, accolades which you were waiting for. Okay, because you are thinking that I am doing my hard work, when will I get the rewards? Then this is the time when you are going to get the rewards as soon as Sun will enter the sign of Taurus in your 11th house. But make sure that since Rahu is sitting over there, and Rahu also denotes illusion and it also denotes cheating. So please do your work in a proper way, please do your work in a proper discipline and correct path. Then this Rahu and this Sun will give you a very good result. Because if you apply, or if you go through any wrong path, then this Rahu and Sun combination can actually bring some problems to your life. So be very careful regarding that. And since 11th house also denotes our ears, so there is a chance of ear affliction, so be careful regarding that also. Okay, at present, Mars is going through your 12th house. Now, Mars is your 10th lord. 10th lord going into the 12th house can also signify that if you are working for any multinational company or working abroad, then that is a good thing. But the transit of Mars in the 12th house normally is not considered very good one. Because you see, this denotes a very confused state of mind. Because your efforts, your energies is going to the 12th house of loss. That means whatever effort you do during this period, that may not be recognized. Okay, so you have to be very calm, very patient. You have to be much more charitable. Because now when you know that I am doing the work but I'm not going to get the result out of it, so you have to do it, you have to keep doing it. Because very soon you are going to get the result. Very soon you will definitely get the result. So you have to just follow the your regular work. Don't feel that I am doing but I'm not getting the result, because the pleasant of that presence of Mars in your 12th house. Okay, now talking about Jupiter, Jupiter will continue to transit over your 8th house, that is the sign of Aquarius. And this is a time when the Jupiterian wisdom will make sure that you dive deep into the occult knowledge. Suddenly you may feel that I can go through the mysteries, occult science, and secrets. Okay, or suddenly you can go for meditation or sadhana or something like that. Because Jupiter is the wisdom, Jupiter will make sure that you do that. And Jupiter will aspect the Mars or the 12th house, so it is a blessing for the presence of Mars at your 12th house. So now the Jupiterian wisdom will also help your Mars or your energy or your efforts to carry forward your work. This is a blessing for you, this is a good thing for you. And at the same time, Jupiter will aspect the 4th house by its ninth aspect. Now, aspect of Jupiter falling on the ninth by its ninth aspect on the 4th house is a very good thing for your family. Specifically, this will also give you a balanced state of mind for your family, home, and peace of mind. Why balanced? Because Libra is the sign which is ruled by Venus at your 4th house. Okay, Libra is your fourth sign. So this will give you a very balanced state of mind. You will try to have the wisdom to balance it out, all the problems at your home. And definitely this is going to be a very good transit overall, I will say you. And Saturn will continue to be in your 7th house of Capricorn. Now, see, this is that place where you need to be much more disciplined and patient, with full of commitment and duties and responsibilities. Because you see, Saturn is not only in the own sign of Capricorn, but also it is getting Digbal, it is getting the directional strength. So that means this Saturn is much more strong for you. And you see, Saturn is your 7th and 8th lord. So that means Saturn is not a benefic planet for you. But since Saturn is getting strength, it is making sure that it will put up some challenges for you in your marital life, in your relationships, in your business partnerships. So now you have to be much more patient, calm. You have to work through your perseverance. You need to have much more commitment towards your relationship. Because now this is not a restriction, this is the challenge which Saturn is putting in front of you, that you need to be much more dutiful towards your partner, towards your relationship. Because if you are not doing that, then that is creating the problem. So you have to be much more committed towards your relationship. Because if you are doing the proper things in a proper time, in a proper way, then trust me, this Saturn will also give you the correct result. Then no need to worry. Because even if the challenges come, if you are in the right path, definitely this Saturn will pay you the reward on time. So overall, I will say that this transit, this particular month overall is a very good one for the Cancer ascendant natives. For the Leo ascendant people, the Lagna Lord Sun is getting exalted in the ninth house of Aries, and this is not only creating a very strong Raj Yoga, but also it is enhancing your luck, fortune, prosperity, happiness. very good time to spend some moment with your guru or father. Follow the path of teachings of father and guru. It's a very good time when you will feel that your luck and fortune is by your side, is working through you. Okay. And you can have religious travels, you can visit to various religious places, meet with religious peoples. Okay. And you will see that divine power and energy is working through you, and you are going to get success in all the ventures of your life. Very soon, this sun on 14th of May will enter the sign of Taurus in your 10th house. This will actually give a very dominant and powerful time for your career and profession and overall karma, because in your 10th house already Venus, Mercury and Rahu is transiting, and as soon as sun will enter there, it will get Digbal, sun will get the directional strength in your 10th house and create a very powerful Raj Yoga again. Okay, so now when we talk about the transit of Mercury through your 10th house, I will say you that Mercury will give you the necessary intelligence to undertake anything which you want to pursue in your career or profession. It will give you the proper guidance, proper discriminatory power, proper analytical and logical intelligence to go through any challenges and do your work with proper ideals. Okay, this is not only making you very refined, but also making sure that you are doing your work with proper, organized and perfect way. Okay. Now, if we talk about the transit of Venus through your 10th house, then I will say you that Venus is your 10th lord, and now Venus is bringing that artistic and fine creativity to your work, because now you want to work in a proper defined way, well defined way. Venus is creating that opportunity in your job and career. Venus is giving you that proper clear cut refined mindset that how much you need to work and how much you need to pay attention disciplined way, because you see Taurus is a sign of stability, and Venus being the lord of Taurus, it is giving you that that necessary stability at your work side. This Venus and Mercury will also aspect the fourth house of happiness. Thus, it will also enhance your happiness at your home, peace of mind. Okay, this is also going to help your family matters, specifically when you're looking into your fourth house of happiness, family, and your home. Okay, now this Rahu is sitting exalted in your 10th house. You see, whenever Rahu transits the 10th house, it is a very ample opportunity to create lots of ways of career of profession, because this Rahu needs fame. This Rahu will create lots of different ways so that you can go high and high in your career and profession. Specifically, as soon as sun will join this Rahu, it will be much more powerful. So this is the time when you need to be very careful regarding your work, in your approach towards your work, because this Rahu can also make you very much greedy at times, because when you are going to get the promotion, when you are going to get the achievements, you may feel suddenly that yes, I can achieve more, I can achieve more, I can do that. Okay, so at that moment of time you need to be very careful that your path in your work should not be away from discipline, and it should be honest. Okay, basically, so that is the time when you are going to get the very good result. But this Rahu and Sun will play their game. It may actually make you very dominant and authoritative at your work. And as soon as sun will enter the sign of Taurus in your 10th house, this will also make sure that you are going to get the ample name, fame, reputation from your authority, from your higher authority at your workplace or from the government. Okay, Mars is going to transit over your 11th house in the sign of Gemini, and this is the time when Mars will make sure that you are going to have gains from your network circle. Mars will balance out the things, how to deal with the people, how to make gains out of it, because now all your energy effort will be making the gains, making the incoming of wealth through your 11th house. Okay, so it is a very good transit for Sun, Venus, Mercury, Rahu, or when you talk about the Mars. Now, you see, Jupiter will continue to transit your 7th house, and this Jupiter will also aspect the 11th house where Mars is transiting. So, this will also create multiple ways by which you can have incoming of wealth and gains. Okay, this Jupiter will also look into your third house, thus enhancing your creativity, enhancing your hobbies, efforts, so that you can use your wisdom in order to increase your energy or efforts through your hobbies or any type of creative work which you want to do, because your efforts should be channelized with proper wisdom, and that Jupiter will make sure that you do it. Jupiter will be transiting your seventh house. Thus, this is a very good time for having beautiful time with your relationships, partnerships, or any kind of business partnership, whatever you have. This is a very good time for your marital relationships. If any problems were going through your in your marriage, then this Jupiter will take care of all these things. Okay, very good time overall, I will say. Saturn will continue to transit over your sixth house in the sign of Capricorn. This is basically making you a perfectionist, because here Saturn will make sure that you do the work continuously. The same work means now your means, since it is a upachya bhav, it is a upachya house, and it grows with time. Saturn will make sure that it is giving you the enough and ample time so that you grow slowly and go ahead with time. So this Saturn transit through your sixth house, I will say this is a very good one for you. So overall for the Leo ascendant, I will say that this particular transit is going to give you name, fame, reputation, incoming of wealth, making you persistent, making you perfectionist. So overall, I will say this is a very good time, specifically for this month of May is concerned. For the Virgo ascendant people, the Lagna Lord Mercury is transiting through your ninth house of luck, dharma, higher spiritual knowledge. Okay, so this is not only a very strong Raj Yoga, but also making sure that you are going to have luck, fortune, prosperity, happiness in all aspect of your life. Very good time to spend some moment with your father or guru. Follow the traditions of your teachings which are taught to you by your father and guru. But I will say you here one more thing, that due to the presence of Rahu, and Rahu is illusion, and Rahu also deals with something which is away from the norms of the society. So it's in certain matters you can have some opinion which may conflict with the opinion of your with your father or guru. You can have some different sort of social outlook. You can also have interest towards foreign culture, foreign tradition, foreign peoples, or even you may get interested to learn some foreign language. But one more thing, this Rahu is placed in the sign of Taurus. It is exalted, so it also denotes fame, riches, honor, and high position. Okay, due to the presence of this Venus in the ninth house as a ninth lord along with Mercury, this is also creating a Dharma Karma Adhipati Yoga, because Mercury is your 10th lord along with Lagna lord. Venus is your ninth lord. So whenever 10th lord and ninth lord are mixed together, okay, they are situated together, and it is sitting or transiting over your ninth house. So it is creating a very strong Dharma Karma Adhipati Yoga. Because of this virtue of this yoga, what will happen? Even if Rahu is sitting over there, ultimately you will try to follow the dharma, you will try to follow the right things in your life. And I will say you that this particular transit, because in your ninth house, this month is going to be very fruitful for your life. Okay, at present sun is exalted in your 8th house, which is definitely giving you spiritual bent of life. Okay, and also making you extravagant. People is getting much more curious and trying to know about you. The curiosity of people towards you is much more increasing now. But on 14th of May, when sun will enter the sign of Taurus in your ninth house, this will energify, this will actually dominate the whole chart. That is the ninth house, the house of Bhagya, fortune, righteousness, higher spiritual knowledge, the divine presence will actually lighten up because of the rays of sun. That is Mercury, Venus, Rahu, Sun, all in the ninth house, in the house of Bhagya. Because you see, Taurus is the sign of stability. So this will also make sure that your fortune, luck, and everything, you will do certain things by which your luck, fortune, prosperity, and happiness will carry forward in coming months of this year. So this is a very good transit for all of you. And presence of sun here along with Rahu, I will say you that there can be some conflicts with your father during that particular time. So you have to be very careful regarding that. And due to the presence of sun over here, so you can have some religious discourses. You can meet with some peoples of religious community. Okay, starting of some new hobbies and creativity is seen on the chart, because sun Venus, Mercury will all look into the third house of creativity, hobbies, efforts. Okay, so I will say you that this is a very good time. Another thing which I can see here, because of the presence of Sun, Venus, Mercury in the ninth house and looking into the third house, it can also signify that you can have pleasure from fine arts, music, creativity, or a very good time spending doing some hobbies. Okay, so now your efforts and valor and everything will be much more artistic and creative because of this presence of Venus, Sun, and Mercury in your ninth house. So overall, I will say that these transits of this planet in your ninth house is not only creating lots of fortune, good virtues, path for righteousness, but also making sure that you are going to get lots of happiness out of it. Fortune and luck is working all the in all aspect of your life. Okay, now Mars is transiting through your 10th house of karma, career, profession, job. Now, there can be some kind of conflict at your workplace because of this transit of Mars. But again, I will say you that with your channelized efforts, with your energy in right areas. Why right areas and why channelized efforts? Because you see, Jupiter is aspecting the Mars. Jupiter is transiting your sixth house and aspecting the Mars in your 10th house. So, with your channelized efforts and energy, I will say you that this transit of Mars will have to definitely bring some good position in your 10th house. That means in your career and profession. But since Mars also denotes the competitive spirit or competition, there is a chance that you can get competitive or have some competition with your co-workers. Now, in order to get success in your work arena, you can suddenly have some conflicts with your co-worker, or you may have a tendency to defeat them in all aspect of your life. Specifically, professional and career aspect of life is seen. Okay, so you have to be very careful regarding that, because you have to be simply avoiding those conflicts and simply focus and concentrate on your work. In that particular way, you will not only avoid the conflict of your mind regarding your work and profession, but also get lots of achievements in your career. Because very soon in June, this Mars will enter your 11th house in the house of gains. So it will also specify your gains and incoming of wealth in your life. Okay, at present, Jupiter will continue to transit your sixth house in the sign of Aquarius. It will not only make sure that you follow your work schedule, do your work in a proper time in a disciplined way. It will enhance your wealth, because it will look into the house of second house of wealth, that is the second house, house of family. Okay, it will also enhance your career and profession by looking into the house of 10th house of karma, career, profession. Okay, but I will say you, since Jupiter is situated in the sixth house, transiting through your sixth house, take care of your health. Be very disciplined regarding your health. Okay, that I will say you. Saturn will continue to transit your fifth house. Now you see, this Saturn will be in its own house. That means now it will make you much more sincere, much more disciplined and hardworking towards your career, towards the things which you like. Now it will make you much more serious, committed towards your higher education. Suppose someone is pursuing graduation degree, okay, or someone is having any kind of examination or any kind of educational things, or anything which is going on related to education or something like that. Saturn will make sure that you are much more committed and disciplined and get the result accordingly. Okay, so just follow your hard work, and Saturn will definitely going to give you the result on time. Okay, so I will say you that overall this month of May for the Virgo ascendant is good one. Another thing which at the end I will say you that since Jupiter is in your sixth house, transiting through your sixth house, so since Jupiter is your seventh lord coming in your sixth house, so some issues related to your marriage, and Jupiter is also your fourth lord coming in your sixth house, so some issues related to happiness and home, that may suffer. Means happiness index may suffer, and some issues related to marriage relationship may get in a problem. Okay, so be careful regarding that. So looking into all the matter, I will say you that overall this transit is a good one for the Virgo ascendant people. For the Libra ascendant people, the transit of Venus will be through the 8th house as the 8th lord, because Taurus is also ruled by Venus. So it is the lord of the 8th house and transiting through the 8th house. So it simply indicates that gains through spouse, business partner, any kind of financial institution or bank. It also signifies that you may have union with your partner or wife or beloved. Normally, this transit is good for health, because I will say that 8th house is the house of longevity. Venus is the Lagna Lord, Venus is also the 8th Lord, so it will take care, and it is also a natural benefic planet, so it will take care of your good health. Okay, love relations which are actually starting during this period will be lasting for longer period of time, that can be said. It can also signify increase in landed property, pleasures from opposite sex. Domestic bliss and prosperity can also be seen in the chart due to this transit of Venus. But don't forget that Rahu is also sitting in the sign of Taurus along with Venus. So this Rahu will bring some unusualness in this transit of Venus. Specifically when you are coming in relationship with someone else, be careful that either you don't cheat them or they don't cheat you. Okay. Because when you are in right path, then you are doing right things, you are also getting good things in return. So if you are getting obsessed regarding something, because you see, Rahu also creates illusion, Rahu also creates obsession. So don't get obsessed, don't get confused, because Mercury will be transiting through this house. Mercury will actually help you to clear off all the deeper aspects, the secret aspects of your life. So use your intellect regarding this fact that when you are coming into a relationship, or when you are talking about domestic bliss and pleasure, happiness, or any kind of financial dealings or investment or something like that, be careful that either you don't cheat someone or don't get cheated by someone else, because of the presence of this Rahu. Mercury is also transiting through this 8th house of Taurus for the Libra ascendant people. You see, Mercury is a benefic planet for Libra ascendant people. It is the 9th lord. As a 9th lord, coming to the 8th house is not considered good. I will say that during this period of time, you may feel that your luck, fortune is not working in your way. You may feel that I'm not getting the divine sense, I'm not getting the light. Okay, but don't forget that this Mercury is also your 12th lord. This 12th lord coming into the 8th house is also creating a Viparit Raj Yoga. Normally, it is said or it is seen that the transit of Mercury through the 8th house is normally not so bad as it is thought of, because you see, Mercury is the intellect. So, this is the time when you can solve your secret or hidden aspects through your intellect. You have to be very careful regarding your thoughts. If you do deep thinking, if you have deep research about certain things, it will give you more good results than usual quick thinking. Okay, another thing I will say you that 8th house is also the house of joint assets, or joint assets of your wife or spouse or your partner. So any kind of dealings regarding the joint assets, or any kind of dealings regarding investment or something like that, that can take place, and that can also give you good deal because of this presence of Mercury. But again, Rahu will play its own game. So be careful regarding any kind of dealings, be careful regarding any kind of investment which happens during this time, because this is the time when it may happen that you may fall in trap of certain things. You may think that this investment is good for you. After doing the investment, you may feel, oh, I did a blunder. So be careful regarding that, because certain things will come in front of you, certain things will come in your way. Be careful of that. Okay. For the Libra ascendant people, as I can see that Sun is transiting through your 7th house at present. Now, at present, Sun is exalted in your 7th house, but 7th house is the house of relationship, and Sun is inherently is a separative planet. It's an authoritative and separative planet. Okay, so in order to avoid conflicts in your marital life, in your business, or among your business partners, I will say you that use all sorts of things, all sorts of behavior and everything through coordination and cooperation. Means anything you do during this period of time related to your marriage, related to your business, or with your spouse or wife or business partner, try to cooperate them and try to take cooperation from them also, try to coordinate them, because if you are thinking that you are going to do this independently, you are calling for conflicts, you are calling for the punishment. Because you see, seventh house is the original house of masses, it is ruled by Libra basically in the Kalapurusa Kundali, and sun gets debilitated there. Okay, so when you are working with masses, you have to work through coordination, you have to work through cooperation, then only you are going to get good result. But this transit of sun will be only for up to 14th of May, because on 14th of May it will enter the sign of Taurus, the 8th house. Now you see, the significator of soul, sun, coming into the 8th house for any horoscope is not considered very good. Although it will give you some spiritual bent of mind, but again I will say you, this is the time when it can increase fear, anxiety, chances of disease. Okay, so you have to be very careful regarding your health in order to keep away from the diseases and enhance the longevity of your life. Specifically, I will say you that 8th house is the longevity, and this can also cause few diseases like excessive heat. Okay, because sun is all about heat and hot planet, so be careful regarding that. Because another thing, as I can see, that this can also cause any kind of displeasure from authority or the government. Extravagant expenditure can be seen through this transit of sun, so be careful regarding all these things. Mars will continue to be in the sign of Gemini in the ninth house for the Libra ascendant people. Normally, this indicates that you can do more intellectual and creative works than usual. Your influence on others will actually pay you back, actually create good impression for you. Okay, but since ninth house is the house of religion, divine sense, and everything, higher spiritual knowledge, please don't try to force your religious idea on others, because Mars is all about force, energy, actions. Okay, so don't try to force your religious idea on others. Otherwise, I will say you that this transit of Mars will be okay, not so good, not so bad. It will be okay, since the house placement is good, so it will be okay. Now, talking about the transit of Saturn, you see, Saturn becomes the second most important planet for the Libra ascendant after Venus, because Venus is the Lagna lord. Saturn is the fourth lord and fifth lord, the Yoga Karaka planet for the Libra ascendant, transiting through the fourth house in its own house, Capricorn. Now you will think that fourth lord traveling through the fourth house is normally very good, because it is good for the home, it is good for the peace of mind, it is good for family happiness. Overall, it is a very good time for your home and family setting. Okay, in this way you can take this transit in a good way. But again, I will say you, inherently Saturn is a natural malefic planet. It is the significator of pessimism, sadness, darkness, coldness. Okay, so a planet like Saturn traveling through the house of happiness, peace of mind, this has some other consequences. Suddenly, you may feel that your house or home or wherever you live, that has become the place of burden for you. Your slightest of domestic problems can become very critical for you, because Saturn is a very slow planet. It will give you ample time to become very serious. So small problem at your home can become very critical, because now Saturn will give that serious nature, that commitment, that discipline to think about that, and suddenly it will become very critical problem in front of you. Another thing that it can show that any past issues related to fourth house or home which you have already ignored before, that can pop up suddenly in front of you. And I will say that this has been happening for past few months, specifically when Saturn is in the sign of Capricorn from last year. Okay, I think you might be Libra natives might be facing these problems, but maybe less, maybe more, because Jupiter was there at present that time. But now Jupiter has moved away from the sign of Capricorn. It is in the sign of Aquarius, much more happy. Okay. Now, why I am saying all these things? Because at present the sign of Capricorn is also getting afflicted by the 8th aspect of Mars. So this can also indicate violence, some conflicts. Okay, so be careful regarding all these things, because when you are calm and composed, then only Saturn will give you the result regarding that, because Saturn is asking for your commitment and discipline. Now let us talk about the transit of Jupiter in the fifth house of Aquarius for the Libra ascendant people. This Jupiter is enhancing your self expression like never before. Your valor, courage, your creativity is becoming much more prominent. Okay, specifically when Jupiter is transiting through your fifth house. This is also making sure that your creativity and your self expression is also reflecting through your personality, because Jupiter is aspecting the Lagna. Now you are becoming much more confident regarding all these things. And when all these things are happening, this is away from your ego and selfishness. Selflessness. Okay, now you are away from ego, and now you are actually basically selfless. Okay, you are thinking everything in a proper bend of mind, proper light, with proper light and optimism, because Jupiter is also aspecting the ninth house of dharma. And this Jupiter transiting through the fifth house basically is good for the progeny, basically good for the father, because aspecting the ninth house of dharma. Also good for the gains, because it is aspecting the 11th house of gains, incoming of wealth. Okay, so overall this transit of Jupiter for the Libra ascendant is overall a very good one. So this, for the Libra ascendant, the month of May, overall if you ask me, I will say you that this is a good one. Some positive changes are there, some okay changes are also there, but overall I will say that this is a good one for the Libra ascendant people. For the Scorpio ascendant people, the Lagna Lord Mars will be transiting through your 8th house. Planet like Mars, which is also the Lagna Lord, transiting through the 8th house is normally not considered very good, because it signifies injuries, wounds, accidents, fear, anxiety, mental agony, fever. Okay, there can be disagreements with your wife, there can be conflicts regarding joint assets, your speech can be very rude and very straightforward, there can be loss of money, there can be conflicts regarding with your in-laws. Okay, so I will say that during this transit, take care of your health and try to avoid conflicts with your spouse or in-laws or any business or negotiations or something like that. And for the Scorpio ascendant people, Venus will be transiting through your 7th house as the 7th lord. Venus is also the 7th lord and the 12th lord. Now, this Venus transiting through your 7th house is normally considered very good, because this will bring some happiness in your marital life. This will also signify pleasure, mental peace, happiness, regarding all the significance of the 7th house. Now, it can be your marriage, it can be happiness through your spouse, it can be any kind of business negotiations or business partnerships which is going all around in your life. Overall, I will say that this transit of Venus will bring all round happiness in your life. But Mercury will also transit through this 7th house of Taurus for the Scorpio ascendant people. Now, Mercury loses this directional strength in the 7th house. See, Mercury is the planet of finance. Mercury is basically a trader. Okay, and 7th house is the house of balance, diplomacy, negotiation. Specifically, it is the balance of relationship. You have to understand and give value to the significance and opinion of the other people. That other people can be your spouse, wife, husband, business partners, anyone. Okay, here Mercury is very analytical and logical, and that analytical and logical thinking of Mercury can bring about lot of misunderstanding and conflicts in your life. So till Mercury is transiting through this house, I will say you that if you are having any misunderstanding with your spouse or husband or any business partner, try to resolve it, try to talk with them, try to communicate with them, try to go to the deep down to the thought. Okay, whatever problem is happening in your life, because that is the only way to avoid the conflicts. Because Mercury is also a very critical thinker. you can suddenly judge someone, you can suddenly critically say something, critically communicate about certain things with your partner, and that can actually hurt your partner and actually can create conflict in your life. So be very careful regarding that. Although Venus, the significator of seventh house, transiting through the seventh house is will bring some good happiness, good news for your marital life, but still Mercury is also going to play its role, specifically when Rahu is sitting over there. Now, due to Rahu, I will say you that during this time, don't go for any negotiation or contract, because negotiation, business bindings, and everything are also seen from the seventh house. And Mercury, since it is the planet of finance and trade, I will say you that since Rahu is sitting over here, please don't go for all these things, because that can actually bring some more problems in your life. But since Rahu is also transiting through your seventh house and Rahu is exalted, this Rahu can also bring upon some pleasure, happiness from your partner. It will bring happiness and joy in your married life. Okay, this can also signify that you are having any kind of mm, victory over your opponent, or any kind of dealings which is getting completely falling towards or in favor of you in your business or any kind of partnerships, specifically when Rahu is transiting in your seventh house. So whatever business partnership you are having, it may happen that suddenly the things are becoming favorable towards you. Okay, so this transit of Rahu through your seventh house is also considered very good. Now, talking about the planet Sun is exalted at present in your sixth house. Sixth house is the house of service. Okay, that means you are working under someone. So here, Sun is giving you a clear focus, concentration, energy to work in a particular sector of your life. But working under someone means you have to focus on the direction given by someone else. But if you are working independently, then I will say you that take care of the people who are working under you, because you see, Sun is the authority, Sun is the king, and sixth house is the house of service. So anyone who is working under you, you have to take care of those people. And if you are working under someone, then uh, try to focus on work on persistent and perfection, with perfection, because that will give you more good results, and that will actually enhance favor from your superiors. Okay, normally the transit of Sun through your sixth house can also signify that you are free from diseases, you are free from enemies. So this is the time when you are taking care of your health. It will help your health and personality for longer run. Okay, on 14th of May, Sun will enter the sign of Taurus, that is the seventh house. Now you see, for the Scorpio people, the seventh house is getting much more predominant. Many energies are working. Some energies are working for your for the favor of you. Some are working some against of you. See, Sun inherently is a very separative planet, and seventh house is the house of masses. Here you have to cooperate. Here you have to coordinate. Here you have to give opinion, give respect to the opinion of the other people. Here you basically you have to negotiate, and Sun is the uh, planet. What we call the Sun as king. Sun does not like to negotiate. Sun does not like to bargain. So I will say you that in order to avoid the conflicts, try to bring upon some cooperating nature while you are dealing with your spouse, wife, husband, business partnership, or any kind of business relationships, business binding. Try to coordinate in a cooperative manner. Try to coordinate with each other in a very negotiating and diplomatic manner, because that will give you much more benefic result when Sun is transiting through the seventh house for the Scorpio ascendant. Okay. If we talk about the planet Jupiter, then I will say you that Jupiter will be transiting through your fourth house, which is actually a very good time. Jupiter will take care of your mental security, of your home, family happiness, happiness all round. Because when you are at home, due to the transit of this Jupiter, you will feel that I am all happy. I have everything in my life. Okay, so this is the time when you can have house, construction of house, anything which can be increasing your luxury and comforts for your house. Okay, you can have a new conveyance, okay, that can be vehicle or anything else. So basically this Jupiter transit for Scorpio ascendant in the fourth house will be a very favorable one. Saturn will be continuing to transit the sign of Capricorn in your third house. Now, Saturn is a slow planet, and uh, third house is the house of efforts. So now you will have a very calculative efforts. You will put down your efforts, courage, bravery in a very calculative manner, in a very slow but prolonged manner. So this can also create conflicts with the people with whom you meet daily. That can be relatives, that can be siblings, that can be neighbor. But I will say you that third house is also the house of immediate environment, okay, where you can deal with the people with in daily run. So if you can work on it in a disciplined way, that can actually give you success in a longer run, because here uh, Saturn will actually show you the proper way through which you can put your efforts. So that means in a longer run this will give you success, okay. This will also make you free from any kind of burden of efforts, because slowly and slowly your efforts will multiply and you will get good result out of it. So this also signify that your hobbies, your creativity will be prolonged, and suddenly you are not going to get result, but yes, in a longer run this transit of Saturn in the third house is definitely going to give you a very better result. So overall for the Scorpio ascendant people, I will say this planetary transit specifically for the month of May is good one, because when you consider the seventh house, then if there is transit of Mercury and Sun, then I will say there is Venus and Rahu, which is also enhancing the significance of the seventh house and blessing you in their own way. And take care of your health, because Mars will be transiting the eighth house, which is your Lagna Lord. Otherwise, I will say this Jupiter will also aspect the Mars, that is the house of longevity, the eighth house. So there is some blessing of Jupiter, but overall I will say take care of your health. Otherwise, Jupiter transit in the fourth house is definitely taking care of your happiness and emotional balance. For the Sagittarius ascendant people, the Lagna Lord Jupiter will be transiting the third house of Aquarius. Now, Lagna Lord coming into the third house is normally considered very good for efforts, courage, valor, for undertaking new hobbies or creativity. Specifically, Jupiter being a benefic planet, the planet of expansion coming into the third house as a Lagna Lord will be very good for all the people living in immediate environments, be the siblings, relatives, or neighborhoods. So there will be some cordial relationship between them. Okay, and it can also signify that you will be able to creatively self-express yourself regarding your talents. There can be gain through writings and communications, but this Jupiter can also signify that you will become much more patient, you will have broader views, and you will have a tolerant mindset towards the outside society. Now this tolerant mindset can have multiple implications. Like you see, when the situation is very hard and tough, this can be helpful, because this patient and tolerant mindset can help you. But the negative side is that please do not commit to any certain projects which you are unable to fulfill or you may not complete on time, because since you are tolerant, since you are thinking that yes, let me do it, let me make them happy, let me take it on my own, okay. So if you are unable to complete it, that can harm your position, that can harm your image. So be sure regarding that. Otherwise, I will say you that this will definitely help your efforts, hobbies, courage, relationship with your immediate people with immediate contact, okay. So this will be the implication and result of transit of Jupiter through your third house. Otherwise, this Jupiter will transit your third house and look into your ninth house of luck and fortune, dharma. So it will enhance your fortune, prosperity, luck, and divine blessings. Okay, this Jupiter will aspect your seventh house of marriage, so definitely it will give good results regarding your marital happiness. business partnerships. This Jupiter will also aspect the 11th house of Libra for the Sagittarius ascendant. So it will have multiple sources of gains. It will create multiple sources of incoming of wealth. So this transit of Jupiter in the third house for the Sagittarius ascendant overall is really good. If you ask me, then I will say, oh, that this transit is overall, I will say it will give very good result for Sagittarius ascendant. Just be sure that don't commit to projects which you are not sure of or which you may not complete on time. For the planet like Mars, it will be transiting through your seventh house, and you see, Mars transiting through the seventh house is normally not considered very good because Mars does not like compromise. Mars is the fierce warrior, soldier, and seventh house is the house of negotiation, compromise. Here you have to give value to the opinion of the other people. You have to understand the aspect, what the other people want to say, what the other people wants from you. Okay, so this is the time when you have to be very considerate. You have to be very cooperative and understanding towards your spouse or business partners, because if you are trying to work independently, you are going asking for conflicts, then definitely this is increasing your troubles. So I will say you that if you are thinking that something is not going correct in your way, this is the time when compromise is the best way, because when you are compromising certain things, you are actually smoothening the relationship, you are actually bringing the happiness in your marital life. Or if suppose if you are not getting the chance to compromise, if you are not getting the chance to cooperate with your spouse, then I will say you have a direct understanding with your spouse. Try to talk with them, try to communicate with them, so that that will bring upon some good results in this way. Because see, Jupiter's aspect on the seventh house will be benefit in this way. Venus will be transiting through your sixth house. Now you see, Venus is the sixth lord transiting through the house of Taurus for the Sagittarius ascendant in the sixth house. The transit of Venus through the sixth house will have multiple implications, something good, something not good. See, normally Venus transiting through the sixth house is the cause of anxiety, irritation. This is the combination for loss of money, because Venus is normally not very happy in this position. But this is also a combination. This is also transit of Venus in the sixth house can also signify that you can have gain in your service, you can have good cordial relationship and favors from your superiors and the subordinates. Okay, this is also good for your health, but don't over it. Try to control your diet. And another thing which I want to say you, that Venus being the significator of marriage, being the significator of romance, relationships, bindings. Okay, traveling and transiting through the sixth house is not considered good. Okay, because this is not the good time for your marital happiness. If you want to ask me, then I will say you that this transit of Venus can bring upon quarrels, irritation, disputes in your marital life. This is obviously not a very good time for romance. So this will have some mixed implications in your sixth house transit of Venus. Mercury transiting through your sixth house will bring some good results, because Mercury is the planet of intellect. So mental intelligence, mental workout can help you to get success in your attempts. Your whatever attempt you work on, whatever efforts you put upon, will definitely give you success in longer run. Persistent and perfection will be the main goal for this transit of Mercury in the sixth house. And this will also give some good relations with your superiors, co-workers or the subordinates. So please don't be critical of them, because Mercury has a tendency of analyzing something very critically. So don't be critical of them, don't criticize them, because that can create some conflict. Otherwise, this transit of Mercury through the sixth house is normally considered very good and will give good result. But one thing is that presence of Rahu. Due to the presence of Rahu in the sixth house, this can also create nervous problems in you. So intake of food which enhances the nervous system, which is good for the nervous system, is a best remedy for the Mercury traveling through the sixth house along with Rahu. And since Rahu is also present over here, this can also signify that there will be some problems in your relationships. Certainly you may feel that I deserve better, I deserve a better partner. So you can have a multiple obsession regarding your relationship. So be careful regarding that. At present, Sun will be transiting in your fifth house, exalted. Sun is your ninth lord, getting exalted in your fifth house. Now, this can signify that your creativity, your sense of amusement and recreation will have a better outlook, because now luck and fortune will favor in your house of education also, because it is the house of education and intellect, because fifth house also deals with that. This will be a good time for you. But one thing I will say you that Sun transiting through the fifth house normally also brings displeasure from your government, from your superiors, from your authority, because fifth house is eighth from the 10th house. Okay, so try to be careful regarding that, because that can also create some kind of anxiety and irritation in your life regarding your career, job, or authority or superiors, or even from the government. Make sure of that. But after 14th of May, the sun will enter the sign of Taurus in the sixth house. So since sixth house is the house of service, so now you will get a proper clear outlook towards the service, and you can concentrate on your job, specifically when you are working under someone. But since Rahu is sitting over here, Rahu may create some kind of confusion. It will makes your that you have it will increase your ego, and that can create some problem with your superiors. Okay, because you see, uh, sixth house denotes that you are getting some direction from your superiors and you are serving them, because it is the house of service. Now, since Rahu is sitting over here, it can actually increase your ego, specifically presence of Sun and Rahu. So be careful regarding, don't get into any conflict with your superiors, or any conflict with your subordinates or co-workers. Otherwise, I will say that this transit will be a good one. Only the thing which you have to understand, that don't go into any kind of ego battles or ego troubles, okay, or any kind of conflicts with your superiors, co-workers, or subordinates. For the Sagittarius people, Saturn will be in the sign of Capricorn in the second house. Now, this indicates that basically, since Saturn is the second lord transiting in the second house, so you will be very careful regarding your finance, regarding your money and wealth. But since Saturn is a natural malefic planet and a slow moving planet, it is a very good time that if you want to increase your psychological or moral values, okay. But if you are dealing with money matters, if you are dealing with materialistic approach of life, or you are dealing with your possessions, then the loss of money can be signified. So be very careful regarding your possessions, and be very economical during this time. This is the only remedy for the Saturn transiting through your second house, because you see, for this Sagittarius ascendant people, Saturn is not a benefic planet, so be careful regarding that. So overall, I will say you that for the Sagittarius ascendant people, this transit will have mixed implications as far as the month of May is concerned. For the Capricorn ascendant people, the Lagna Lord Saturn will be transiting through your first house, but the most important thing is that Saturn loses its directional strength in the first house. Saturn is the significator of delays, so I will say you that during this time, lots of responsibilities will come in your way. You have to be much more committed in whatever work you do, in whatever undertakings you take. But at the same time, I will say you that do not go for anything which takes lots of time. That means for longer projects, try to do your work which takes shorter amount of time. That means the projects which will complete in quick time, because that will pay you more. The moment you take any longer project or anything which take longer amount of time, that will get delayed, and that will not be to your benefit, because Saturn is the significator of delay. and it will be transiting in your lagna for longer amount of time, because Saturn stays in any sign for 2.5 years. So be careful regarding that. But overall, I will say you, Saturn being the lagna lord, transiting through the lagna will definitely help your health, give you good discipline, give you good personality, and it will also give you the power to take the responsibility, duty, make you very disciplined and committed towards the way and outlook of your life. So this is also a very good time when you can take up humanitarian services for the benefit of the people, for the benefit of the society. Okay, I can see that Jupiter is transiting your second house in the sign of Capricorn, for in the sign of Aquarius for the Capricorn ascendant. Okay, now you see Jupiter in Aquarius in the second house, basically sitting in the second house, looking into the sixth house and 10th house. So it is taking the all the Artha Trikon houses in its clutch. So it is giving a very good chance to increase your materialistic possessions, very good chance to have wealth, very good possibility to have a good career, profession. In fact, it is also making sure that your enemies are taken care of, and it is helping your service. So now if you are having any plans for investment regarding your wealth, so it is a very good time to acquire the wealth, invest in a proper way regarding the money matters. Since Jupiter is transiting your second house, it is good for your family, good for your family setting. Basically, whenever it will prove to be a very good time to be with your family members. And I will say you that this transit of Jupiter will have multiple dimensions. Since second, sixth, and 10th house are in the clutch of Jupiter, it will give you materialistic approach of life. It will give success in all terms of materialistic approach of life, be it the convenience, be it the possessions, be it any valuable items, be it the acquirement of wealth. Okay, financial stability, everything is seen, which is good. Again, Jupiter will aspect the 8th house from the second house, which will also give you gains from the 8th house aspect, be it inheritance, be it the secret knowledge, and also spirituality. Now, that means you can have spiritual advancement also by looking into the fact that Jupiter is aspecting the 8th house from the second house. Okay, so this is overall a very good transit for the Capricorn ascendant people, looking into the fact that Jupiter is transiting in your second house. Not only that, Jupiter is your 12th house. That means any kind of gain from foreign or any kind of expenditure can actually store into your investment. Means now your expenditure will be converted into your savings. So this is a very good time for the acquirement of wealth. Now, your eighth lord, Sun, is getting exalted and sitting in the fourth house. Now, you see, there are two things. Specifically, a planet like Sun transiting through the fourth house is not considered good. Another thing, eighth lord coming into the fourth house is also not considered very good. So, this can signify any kind of disputes, any kind of lack of peace of mind at home, any kind of problems related to home or something like that can be seen during this time period. Yes, you may say that Sun is getting exalted. Okay, Sun is getting exalted, but Sun transiting through the fourth house, being the eighth lord, is normally not considered very good. Okay, but on 14th of May, this Sun will enter the fifth house. Now, you see, when Sun will enter the fifth house, that will enhance your creativity, that will enhance your self expression, that is okay. But since Sun is entering the sign of Venus along with Venus, because Venus is sitting over there along with Rahu, so there will be some unusualness associated with the result of Sun. So you have to be very careful regarding your ego, how you express your ego, and this can also make you very irritable, that can also make you very haughty. Okay, you may get very irritated in any matter. Okay, so this particular transit of Sun, specifically for the Capricorn ascendant, I will say that you have to be very careful regarding this, because your ego may hurt someone, your ego may create some kind of dispute, and actually it will create some kind of problems in your peace of mind. Okay, so be careful regarding that. Venus transiting through your fifth house as the fifth lord will be a very good time for you, because now this will create a very good time for your creative self expression. You can have gains from your creativity. This will be a very good time to make sure that your creativity, your love for fine arts, drama, film, or any kind of movies, or any sort of things like that, that can give you pleasures, that can give you recognition. Okay, because Venus is your 10th lord also. So you can, if you are trying for these things, there is a chance that you may get chance or gains from, or any kind of recognition through these things. Mercury transiting in your fifth house, I will say that this will also have mixed implications. Now, Mercury, since the planet of intelligence, your ninth lord coming into your fifth house, is normally bringing your luck, fortune, prosperity, and happiness into your fifth house of intelligence. So, it is basically good for your higher education, it is good for creativity and logical intelligence. But here I will say you that it can make you stubborn, it can also create some problems with your children also. So be careful regarding that. Rahu transiting in your fifth house, I will say you that this is a very good time for having love, gain, pleasure from your children. It can also give you creative abilities, okay, and gains from speculative business or share market or stock market, because Rahu can actually help you in this matter. But since Rahu is obsession, it can also give you worries from the children who are very demanding, because you see Rahu is the obsession, and suddenly you will feel, oh my god, my child is so demanding, what will I do? It can create some kind of worries regarding that. Okay, Mars will continue to be in the sign of Gemini in the sixth house for the Capricorn ascendant. Mars is the energy, your ability to do some action and effort. Sixth house is the house of service, so it will definitely give you good opportunity to put your efforts and energies into service and actions. So this can imply favors from your superiors, favors from your career, job, and wherever you are putting your service. Okay, but please do not overemphasize your work, because when you are overdoing something, this is also creating some kind of jealousy in the mind of your superiors. So do not get into any competition with your superiors or co-workers, because that can create some conflicts. Okay, just avoid that. Since sixth house also deals with accidents, injuries, so be very careful regarding your health. This can also signify injuries, accidents, wounds, fevers. So take care of your health regarding this transit of Mars. So that's it for the Capricorn ascendant for the month of May. For the Aquarius ascendant people, the Lagna Lord Saturn going into the 12th house is normally not considered very good, because this can actually affect your personality, this can also affect your health. But at the same time, Saturn is the Lord of the 12th house, that is Capricorn. So this will also take care of your pleasures, comforts, okay. But since Saturn is not a materialistic planet, so this can also give you spiritual bent of mind. So if you are performing any spiritual activities, if you are performing yoga, meditation, or sadhana, this will definitely give you good result. Okay, this will give you an intuitive mind. Okay, because here Saturn can actually give you some kind of intuitions. Okay, or any kind of gains through spirituality. Okay, and can actually help you in this regard. 12th house lord is transiting through the 12th house, can also give you travels to the foreign places. But again, I will say you that this kalpatra should be applied duly, specifically when Saturn is transiting through the 12th house. One more thing I will say you that you may feel that your efforts and work is not getting recognized. You are not getting cooperation from the people with whom you expected the most during specifically during the transit of Saturn in the 12th house, because you see Saturn will ask you commitment, Saturn will ask you discipline, and 12th house is the house of loss. So now whatever you do, you are thinking that when will I get the recognition. You are thinking to get the recognition, but you are not getting the recognition on time. So that can be a possibility. So this is the time when you need to be very calm, very composed, and you can enhance this mental stability by doing some spiritual activities, sadhana, yoga practice. Okay, so this is what it can imply by the transit of Saturn in the 12th house of Capricorn for the Aquarius ascendant. As I can see that Jupiter will be transiting the first house of Aquarius ascendant in the sign of Aquarius. This will give some optimism, this will give some positivity for the Aquarius people. This will definitely enhance your personality. Not only that, this will also take care of your marriage, business relationships, partnerships, and any kind of legal bindings. Specifically, when if we talk about the marriage, I will say you that this will definitely bless your marital relationship and marital all kind of marital affairs with your spouse, wife, husband, whatever it is. Okay, it will give you a very positive outlook towards the people, towards the society, towards the world. Jupiter's aspect on the fifth house will enhance your creativity, your self expression. It will be good for your progeny, for your children. It will also aspect the ninth house of Dharma. That means it will enhance your luck, fortune, prosperity, happiness. It will be a very good time for your parents, for your father specifically. Okay, so this transit of Jupiter for the Aquarius ascendant people will be a very good one. Sun will be exalted in your third house. Okay, so normally when Sun transits through your third house and specifically it is getting exalted over there, it is a very good time for any undertakings you take, for any challenges, for any efforts or any actions you put forward. You are definitely going to get success. This is the time. But the problem is this sun will enter the sign of Taurus on 14th of May. So still for till 14th of May you are going to get success in any attempts you take. As soon as sun enters the sign of Taurus in the fourth house, I will say you that this is not a very good time, because sun traveling through the sign of Taurus in the fourth house in the presence of Venus and Rahu, I will say you that this is not a very good time. Although since Venus is the fourth lord, Venus will make sure that there will be happiness all around in your family. It will make sure that you are getting luxuries, comforts. Okay, good relationship with your mother, having comfortable outlook in your family, getting benefits from your luxuries, convenience, vehicles. Specifically, if you are thinking to beautify your home, this is a very good time to have a new vehicle, to have some possessions which can enhance, increase your luxuries and comfort, specifically at your home. Okay, because Venus is getting Digbal, directional strength in the fourth house. The transit of Rahu in the fourth house in the sign of Taurus, specifically for the Aquarius ascendant, can also signify that you can have gains from landed property. You can have overall happiness in your family life, specifically at your home. And here one thing I will say you that if you are having some if you are thinking to start any new projects or new pursuits, then I will say you that don't start it now. Specifically, try to finish any older or any old pursuits or projects which you have already started long ago. Try to finish it off, because that will give you more happiness as far as your peace of mind is concerned. See, Rahu is obsession. Rahu also deals with our psychic. Okay, so fourth house deals with peace of mind. So I will say you that Aquarius ascendant people, specifically Rahu transiting through your fourth house, can also have problems of psychic troubles. Okay, so be careful regarding that. So do not uh, deal with anything which can actually disturb your peace of mind. That can actually give you psychic troubles. Otherwise, I will say you that Mercury will also transit through the sign of Taurus in the fourth house. That will actually give you success regarding whatever plans and schemes you are making, specifically during this time. Okay, it will also give you overall happiness in your family life, in your it will enhance your communication basically with your family members, with your mother. Okay, it will aspect the house of career. It will also bring some good news regarding your career, because whatever plans and schemes you are making, definitely it is going to give you some successful attempts. Okay, Mars will continue to transit the house of Gemini in your fifth house. See, fifth house deals with everything which deals with joy, happiness, anything which can bring some positive outlook towards the society. Means now you are creatively expressing yourself in front of the world. That is what fifth house is all about. And Mars is adventure. Mars likes the adventure. So be very careful regarding whenever you are applying yourself in adventurous activities. Now, because you see, you may feel suddenly that you may have some adventurous activities, be it sports, be it any kind of water sports, air sports. Like suppose suddenly you may feel that I can do paragliding, or I can do water surfing. Okay, so be very careful regarding when you are applying the Martian energy adventure regarding your creativity, because discipline is very essential. Because if you are becoming indisciplined, you are causing for the troubles. Although there will be some aspect of Jupiter on Mars, but still I will say you take care regarding whatever adventurous activities you are taking during this transit of Mars for the Aquarius ascendant in the month of May. For the Pisces ascendant, Jupiter is your Lagna Lord and will be transiting your 12th house. Now, Jupiter is the significator of wealth, progeny, dharma, incoming of gains, incoming of wealth. So, this Jupiter going into the 12th house of loss is normally not considered very good. So, if you are talking about the materialistic aspect of life, specifically for gains, incomes, or for the progeny or children, then I will say you that this transit is normally not very good for the Pisces ascendant people. Specifically, the Lagna Lord going into the 12th house is normally not very good. But Jupiter here in the 12th house can also signify that your interest towards the occult, towards the metaphysical knowledge, towards spirituality, towards religious ideas and views, towards practicing any religious or spiritual activity, specifically for the spiritual way of life. This is going to be very good, because now Jupiter will give you the necessary wisdom to learn all these ideas, occult knowledge, secret knowledge, spiritual ideas and knowledge, okay, religious scriptures and everything. Because now Jupiter will give you that particular time, ample time to go through that aspect of life and can implement in your day to day life. That can actually give you mental satisfaction, because this Jupiter will also aspect your fourth house of mental happiness and peace of mind, home. That is also good for the fourth house aspect when you are talking about the fourth house. Now, when you are talking about sun, sun will be exalted in your second house. This is normally very good for your family morals, your family values, your wealth. Okay, because sun is getting exalted over here. And I will say you that on 14th of May, this sun will enter the third house of Taurus for the Pisces ascendant people. Normally, sun transiting in the third house is exceptionally good, I will say you, because it will give you a very clear focus and concentration in order to put forward your efforts. Okay, and for the Pisces ascendant people, the sign of Taurus is getting very predominantly very powerful as a third house. Now, third house is the house of efforts. So, this is the time when, if you wanted to put forward your efforts and actions in certain things, this is the month, this is the time when you are really going to get good results while putting your efforts in your creative talents, in your hobbies. Because you see, your third lord Venus is transiting through the third house, so it is making you much more artistic, much more creative. Mercury, the planet of communication, the planet of intellect, the planet of oratorship, skills, writing skills. Okay, means that planet of communication, that is Mercury, is also transiting through the third house. So it is giving you multiple opportunities to enhance your efforts, hobbies, creativity in certain ways so that it can give you lots of benefits. Not only that, Rahu is also transiting your third house in Taurus, and normally Rahu transit in third house is normally very good. It will not only give you success in your efforts, it will also open up lots of opportunities where you can put forward your efforts. Specifically, Sun, Rahu, Mercury, Venus, these four planets transiting through your third house, ample opportunities for your creative talents, for your fine arts, for your efforts, for your actions, and definitely making you successful in your attempts. Mars will be transiting in your fourth house. You see, a fiery planet like Mars, very warrior like planet like Mars, transiting in your fourth house of peace of mind and happiness is normally not considered very good, because here it signifies conflicts at home, quarrels, irritation, mental agony, anxiety. Okay, this Mars will also aspect the seventh house by its fourth aspect, so it will also disturb the married life. Okay, although there is an aspect of Jupiter on the fourth house on this Mars, so there will be some blessing, but still I will say you try to avoid the conflict at your home. Try to be very careful regarding how you are spending your energy. Try to have some exercises, try to have some yoga sessions so that you can channelize your energy in a proper way, because in this case, in this way, you will actually avoid the conflicts, you will actually avoid the unnecessary problems at your home. Saturn will continue to transit your 11th house in its own sign Capricorn. You see, normally when Saturn transits over the 11th house, it normally gives very good result. But since Saturn is a slow planet, it will definitely give you gains. But with time, you have to be very disciplined and very committed in your work and in your work area. So it will give you gains, but with time. So definitely you have to be very committed and disciplined. Saturn's third aspect on will be on your lagna. That means your gain, your incoming of wealth will be directly proportional to your self discipline, your personality. So you have to work hard on your self discipline and your personality. More you work hard on your personality, more your Saturn in your 11th house will give you gains and make opportunity to have multiple gains, okay, through your network circle, because this Saturn will have a humanitarian approach towards life. So now, in order to mix with the people, in order to have a large network circle, you have to improve your personality, because you see, Saturn inherently is a very cold planet. Saturn does not likes to intermingle with lots of people. So here I will say you that in order to have gains from your network circle, in order to have gains in your works of your life, in your path of your life, please work on your self discipline, please work on your personality. In this way you can have lots and lots of gains. But obviously Saturn, since it is a planet of delay, it will give you slowly but gradually, but definitely it will give you. So this is the necessary predictions which can be understood for the Pisces ascendant for the month of May. And if you're new to this channel, then do mind to subscribe the channel and press the notification bell icon so that every time I make a new video you get notified instantly. And anytime if you want a consultation from me, then check the links below in the description section, and your comments are always welcome to me. Do not forget to comment your necessary opinions and queries, and I will be very happy to read your comments and reply them back. So that's it from my side from this time. Next time when I come back, I'll bring another interesting video for all of you. Thank you. Signing off for today. Bye bye.